Hello guys, and welcome back, or welcome here if you are new. My name is Amy. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about our book club pick, which is Beyond the Tides by Liz Johnson. I will try not to put anything too spoilery in here, but just know things are probably going to come up, but if something slips out, I do apologize, and I'm forewarning you now. But I just want to say that I think it's really awesome to see you guys participating, in our book club. Unfortunately, we would love to have everyone join, but logistically, that's just not possible. But you know what I think would be cool? If there was like spin-off groups. I think a spin-off group would be fun. If a book club is on your heart, go ahead and start one and see who can join. I just think that would be really neat to kind of see like little spin-off groups, but where we're all connected by reading the same book. So that's just a thought I had, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the lobster meat of the story. And I just want to say right off the bat, I do plan on continuing in the series. Once I read who the characters were going to be in the second book, I was like, yes, I will have to read that. And so if that's any indication, then yes, I really enjoyed this book. To me, it just had so many good takeaways, and for once, like a book that we read, it had faith content, which is something that I personally go into looking for in Christian fiction books. Yes, even Christian fiction romance, you guys, there are nuggets to pick up. You can really pick up a nugget of truth anywhere if you just look hard enough for it. I'll just say that. This book just was packed full of themes of sacrifice and forgiveness, and to me it really highlighted like what true love is really about, and in the story there are many times where different people are doing things and they're showing how much they love someone, and that speaks volumes. Like I said, the faith content was just wonderful. You got little phrases of things. You also got like some deeper conversations about God and faith and forgiveness, and I just so appreciated the faith content in this book. So way to go. This was the first time I'd ever read anything from Liz Johnson, and I'm a fan, I really am. But there is some sizzly parts, but I think that the other parts really outweigh that. And I think as far as the romance is concerned, you really see what true love is all about, and that I so appreciated for Christian fiction romance. Let's just talk a little bit about the story. So basically, what it is there is a lobster boat business that this family has, and it's Mr. Whitaker. It's his boat, it's his business. He's had it for about 40 years. But unfortunately, his wife has grown ill, and he wants to take a step back and just devote his time to her, which right there is sacrifice, shows sacrifice and love and commitment. And I just love that, because through thick and thin, through sickness and in health, I just love that. So basically, he wants to now pass it on. He doesn't have a son, he has a daughter, but she has shown no interest, and her name is Meg, okay? And so she has shown no interest in it, and the person he does want to potentially pass it on to is someone named Oliver, and he has been working with him closely for 6 years, and he's kind of like the son he never had. So that is the premise of the story, and basically it starts off where Meg is furious because the dad wants to pass the business on to Oliver, who just happens to be like her school nemesis. She had done a science project. She had a really sophisticated model of like a robot, and she was counting on that to go to an Ivy League school, and Oliver wrecked it. As you read the book, the story unfolds as to why he did that, but she held on to this grudge for like 10 years, and that's just ridiculous. Like, we don't need to be holding grudges at all, but to hold it for 10 years, and kids do dumb things, and sometimes there really is no rhyme or reason. He did have a reason, but most of the time kids just do dumb stuff. Okay, let's just admit that. But anyways, and so once she found out that he was going to pass it to Oliver, well, suddenly she's interested, and she's like, no, I want it. And so to be fair, he says, okay, I will let you two work it together, and then at the end of the summer, at the end of the season, I should say, then he'll decide who's going to get the business. And so Meg and Oliver are forced to work together, and she has to learn everything. She doesn't like to be on the boat because she gets seasick. There's all these stumbling blocks in her way, but Oliver is very patient with her, and he does try to help her, even though she has a bit of an attitude and she has a sharp tongue. And I'll just say that. But as you read the story, it starts to progress and you see their relationship grow, which is another point I want to bring up, is you do see a progression of their relationship. And although there were a couple of physical, moments that did get a little bit intense, the emotional side, I think, outweighed that. And we got to see a journey from where they started to where they ended up. And so that I appreciated as well. You have several side characters that are a lot of fun. You have Mama Potts. Kyle, he's been working the fish boat for like 30 years. He's just a solid, good guy. And yeah, also what I loved about this book is the fact that the author really knew what she was talking about in regards to the lobster business. I was really taken in by her knowledge and the way she described everything. It just felt so real, and so that I loved as well. So if you are into things about the ocean, if you find any of that just fun to read about, lobsters, how they do certain things, it was so interesting. I think you would really enjoy it. If you're into, close proximity, I think you would like this as well. There were times where they were forced to be together, and you'll find out why as you read the book. Some things were happening to their lobster boat, and so they were kind of hanging out together, and that's where you saw their relationship grow. I know it does seem maybe a little scandalous to people, in the dark of night on a boat. Now, there was a time where they actually did sleep in the same boat together. They were wrapped up separately, but they were just doing it for the sake of, protecting the asset. So I honestly did not see anything wrong with that. But again, that is just my perspective. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention before I leave this out. There's just so much, okay? There are a lot of deep topics, and so far, this book is definitely my favorite book club pick. But I just wanted to put it out there and just say thank you all for joining us. Thank you to my book club sisters. And I don't know, I love you all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.